Islamic banking is more than a religious form of banking. It's fundamentally ethical because the Sharia is based on a set of ethics. And of course, there's universal ethics that apply to everybody. A number of ways that Islamic banking manifests itself in that way are in the industries that it can invest in, for example. It can't invest in industries that are active in alcohol and gambling and highly speculative activities. But also, it encompasses risk and reward sharing. It's a partnership approach. We share in the rewards of a transaction, we share in the risk of a transaction. And that's quite a different approach to an interest-based transaction. From an Islamic perspective, interest is harmful for society. We try to embody social justice. Social justice is that the resources in society are channeled back into society and not concentrated, which is what we think interest perpetrates.
It is important for any Muslim to avoid interest, and hence it's important for Islamic banks to offer Sharia compliant products. It's basically interest is prohibited in the Quran, and there is a severe punishment on dealing with interest, and this doesn't have any other interpretations. There shouldn't be any cheating, any lying, any overstating of the product value, or basically understating of the product risk. Everything should be explained and made clear to the customer at the point of sale so they can make the right decision and the suitable decision for them. The whole premise of Islamic finance is basically involving all stakeholders.
We have a control in place that other banks don't. We have an ethics committee, which we call the Sharia Supervisory Committee, and we have an ethics officer, which we call the Sharia Compliance Officer, that ensures that everything we do, that's our processes, our products, our procedures, are in line with the values that we publish, that we promote, that we communicate to them.
For me, Sharia compliance is not really a Muslim thing. I see it as an ethical, human thing. And it's more about being responsible with money. And okay, we call it Sharia compliance, but if you look into the details, what it's trying to do is trying to make people transact with money in a responsible way so that it doesn't negatively impact the whole economy or society as a whole.
A non-Muslim will benefit from Islamic banks or banking with Islamic banks by the approach they use, which is an ethical approach from a non-Muslim perspective. It avoids lots of unethical practices that is acceptable in the culture of traditional banking system, which many of non-Muslim people wouldn't be comfortable with.
The bank has helped thousands of customers. It's enabled people who couldn't buy a house to be able to buy a house in a way that conformed to their faith, the home purchase plan. It's allowed people who could never make a return on their savings to now have a return on their savings through expected profits.
When you have other alternatives or other approaches to finance, this will make the severity of any financial crisis is much less because there is a balance and will lessen the severity of any financial crisis.